Well, hi everyone. Got this handout that we're going to be working on, and it's operations on complex numbers. First of all, let's just get complex numbers defined. Go ahead and get your name on this. You're going to be turning this in. A complex number is any number that can be written in a plus bi form, where a and b are the a and b parts are real numbers, and a is the real part. This whole thing is the complex number, the whole expression part, and b is the imaginary part. Imaginary part. Okay. Now we are going to be working on operations on complex numbers. The whole thing is the complex number here. Now, adding and subtracting complex numbers, all that you have to do when you have those is to combine like terms. I've got a couple of examples here. One of them is simplify 6 plus I plus 4 plus 5i. So we basically are going to add the 6 and the 4 and the I and the negative 5i together. And 6 plus 4 is 10, and this is 1i minus 5i, which is negative 4i. And you have a is 10, b is negative 4. So the real part is 10, the imaginary part is negative 4. So that's all there is when you have to add or subtract. On this one, I've got 8 plus 3i. I'm going to distribute the minus here. Minus 6, and a minus minus is plus 2i. So if I rewrite it, so the real parts, 8 and negative 6 together, and the imaginary parts, 3i plus 2i. 8 minus 6 is 2. 3i plus 2i is 5i. This is 2 plus 5i. Now, multiplying complex numbers. It's an a plus bi form, so we're going to use the FOIL technique. We are going to remember that I squared is equal to negative 1, and then we will simplify after we do that. So 2 minus 5i times negative 4 plus 2i. I'm going to go first. 2 times negative 4, that's negative 8. Outside, 2 times 2i is 4i. Inside, negative 5i times negative 4 is positive 20i. And then last, negative 5i times 2i, that is negative 10i squared. Okay, so I've done the FOIL. I said, let's remember, I'm going to combine these two terms together. Negative 8, 24i. And then I said, let's remember that I squared is negative 1. So I'm going to replace the I squared with negative 1. And that gives me negative 8 plus 24i. Negative 10 times negative 1 is positive 10. Negative 8 and positive 10. We're going to put the real part first. Negative 8 and positive 10 is 2. So 2 plus 24i is our answer when we multiply. FOIL, replace I squared with negative 1, and then simplify after that. Now, this one is a pure imaginary number times a complex number. So we could say FOIL or distribute if the problem looks like this. So I'm going to take 7i times 2, and that's 14i, And I'm going to take 7i times negative 3i, and that's minus 21i squared. I'm going to remember I squared is negative 1, so I got 14i minus 21 times negative 1. And I got 14i plus 21. That's what that is. Now this isn't the order I want. You want the real part first and the imaginary part second. Alright, there you go, guys. You are going to do the back and turn that in. Alright, take care. Have a great weekend.